Hello everyone, welcome to Liminal Stage Productions. What? Oh, we changed names? Okay. Scratch that, welcome to Soulfire Games. That's right, we've rebranded ourselves into Soulfire Games. Well, not much of a rebrand since we didn't really have a brand before. But anyways, my name is Albert and I'm the quote-unquote lead 3D artist of our tiny indie game studio of 3 people. At least until we get more people to join our studio. I say quote-unquote lead because honestly, I don't actually know what I'm doing. So we're just going to learn as we go. But how did we even start this studio, you may ask? Let me tell you the story of how Soulfire Games was born. Long story short, it went something like this. What? Too short? Well, you'll just have to wait until we inevitably make a Q&A video someday. So, how will this channel work? For now, we'll probably take turns making videos about our part of the game development, but honestly, it doesn't always have to be about development. Sometimes it might just be random stuff. And on that note, let me finally tell you about the game we're making. We're currently working on a game that we plan to release on Steam. It's a factory game with a bit of colony simulation mixed in. My friend will make another video explaining the gameplay in more detail. Today, I'm just here to talk about the art side of things. The game will be divided into multiple eras, and each era will have its own visual style. But we're on a very tight schedule, and there's a lot of buildings to make. So if we made every asset using the full workflow of sculpting, retopology, UV unwrapping and texturing, it would take forever. So, the solution to this problem is called a trim sheet. For those who don't know, a trim sheet is basically a reusable texture strip that includes normals and height maps, which means it can fake depth and detail without needing unique textures for every asset. And the best part is, you can reuse it over and over again. If used well, then it won't even look like it's being reused. But let's not get ahead of ourselves, shall we? And so, how do you make a trim sheet? Well, I think it's done. That didn't take long, right? Oh crap, I'm late. Sorry guys. So, here's how I made the trim sheet. Not including all the failed attempts that I made. The biggest thing that I've learned is that planning is extremely important. Without planning, things can go very wrong. At first, I tried making the trim sheet in Substance Designer, but I'm not very good at it yet, so instead, I followed the tutorial from Abe Leal, basically the god of 3D tutorials. If you want a much deeper explanation, you can check out his channel in the description. Gotta shout out to the small creators, right? Like Abe with his hundreds of thousands of subscribers. Anyways, first I listed all the textures that could be reused. Then I divided them into separate sections. After that, I started blocking them out. Since most of my materials were wood and stone, the blocking process was pretty straightforward. It's literally just a block. Except for the thatch roof, which needed a bit more shaping, and the rope, which I'll explain how to make it later. Next, I sculpted each section by hand, adding cracks, wood grain, and surface damage. Making the rope was pretty easy. I just took 3 holes and screwed them. Wait, that's not what I meant. I took 3 circles and used a screw modifier. Yeah, that's it. Then I just assigned simple colors to each section using different materials. These colors will act as mask later inside Substance Painter, but you don't have to do this if you want to raw dog it and paint everything manually. But I'm not really a 2D artist, so this helps a lot. If your textures has holes, like the stones here, you'll need to place a block behind it to fill the gaps. And if you want something to have opacity, you should add different colored block behind it as well. After that, I brought everything into Substance Painter, baked the map, started texturing, yada yada yada. I won't go into deep to the texturing process here because there are already many great tutorials. But if you want us to make a more detailed tutorial about how we do it, let us know in the comments. And here it is, the final trim sheet. Using this trim sheet, I made this building, this sign, and this wood. And that's it, the first video from Soulfire Games. I hope you enjoyed it. I definitely had a lot of fun making this video. Also, sorry for the grammar mistakes. English isn't my first language, and I only recently started learning 2D art for this video. Hopefully, I'll improve soon, or even better, maybe we'll recruit a real artist. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe to follow our journey towards releasing our first game. See you next time. Bye!